Violet Evergarden is the biggest disappointment since 2012 not actually coming to fruition. The show lives up to the hype in the animation and soundtrack department but falls flat on its face when it comes to a compelling story and characters. So far. This script is written when there are only 8 episodes out. Keep that in mind through the rest of this video. For those who don't know, Violet Evergreen is a 14-year-old girl who was used for a weapon in war since she was an orphan. Why is she so good at killing despite no training beforehand? And why does it seem like she is the exception more than the rule? I don't know, your guess is as good as mine. But at the tail end of the war, her major died and he was a big part of her life. He even told her that he loves her. I love you. Mind you that he is an adult and she is 14. Anyway, she loses her arms and becomes the female Full Metal Alchemist, this time with 2 metal arms. The guy in charge of her decides not to tell her about the Major's death, not thinking about how much trust will be lost when that shoe drops. Anyway, she ends up lurking for him and decides to become an auto memories doll. They write letters for people who can't write themselves and also know how to read people, so they say what people really mean into words. So this man, who is running a business, makes the decision to put the most socially inept person on the job. And the show so far has been her gaining emotions and learning what love is. Seems okay enough, but my problem with the show is the meandering around the plot. Yes, episode 1, 2, and 3 are really good, but the rest are just okay or downright boring. Why are they boring, you might ask? Well, we are treading over the same ground that was covered in the first few episodes, and are introduced to one-shot characters that are boring. Episode 6 is the worst offender of this. Me and my sister watched this show together, and when we were watching it, I zoned out for a little bit, and I couldn't remember what happened, so I asked her, and she didn't know either. Episode 7 was an improvement, but still pretty slow. But by the end of it, it felt like it was going somewhere. But the problem lies with the fact that the show took 8 episodes for the obvious shoe to drop and to give us a little bit more insight on her relationship with the Major. This is the worst organization of episodes I have ever seen. Wouldn't the previous episodes be so much better if episode 8 and 9, which give us detailed backstory about our main character, be the episode 1 and 2? Think about it. Add a little bit more detail to even up the pacing, you got a great few opening episodes that gets you to like Violet Evergrown and the Major. It would flesh out their relationship beforehand, so I'm not questioning why this grown man says I love you to a 14-year-old girl that he's known for a few years. Also, it would make certain scenes, like the losing of her brooch, much more impactful if you know the story behind it. And actually, if you get to see how much of a weapon she is, instead of just telling you, that would make the scene in episode 7, where she has a breakdown over how many people she killed, that more effective. But this show didn't learn the lesson of show don't tell till halfway through its runtime, and that's to its detriment. I couldn't care about the first half because there was nothing really to care about. All I could infer is that Robot Girl wants to be human, and that's good if there's a backstory to back it up. It's such a huge missed opportunity in narrative structure. The only thing that I could see that maybe being a downside to this would be that the beginning would be pretty dark compared to the rest of the show. But I think that that's even a fixable flaw by making the non-war scenes a little bit more lighthearted. I know I have no right to fix someone else's creation, and I haven't read the light novels. Maybe those are amazing and address all my complaints. But all I have right now is a show that got way too overhyped, and in turn, I got bored expecting something great. Not to say I'm dropping the show, but at the moments of this script writing, it's sitting at a mid to high 6, mostly because of its animation is the best looking thing since a silent voice. But I can't see Violet Evergarden reaching higher than a 7 unless it is straight perfect from here on out. But knowing Kyoto Animation's record with adaptations, law of averages dictate that this will be more of a Chinibio Season 2, more than a KyoAni Season 2. Okay. I have watched episode 9 and 10, and my opinion is still the same, and I did not cry in episode 10. Here's me and my sister's reactions. That's episode 10, and they just got to volume 1, chapter 2, so maybe episode 8 and 9 were chapter 1 of the light novels now.
Obviously, because that was the whole backstory that was actually after the anime. Unlike all this filler that the anime decided to put in.
I don't know how much of it was filler, I just know that there was filler. They have realized the OP is worthless.
I see what you're saying, but
They skipped it.
So I'm picking up that the mother's gonna die by the end of this episode. No, I'm a genius. I got this. So they got
In the deathbed, people coming over you and like, yes, you can't live in the mansion by yourself. this 10-year-old girl. We gotta take her in. Now, come on, like, what about the mansion? Oh, man, oh, she's gonna die? Come
I
on.
got this incredible Forsaken.
Please.
No, you don't.
I
Does she actually think that she's a doll?
I understand that I have been hired. for
think
a
she
7-day
does.
Period. Is that right?
With that.
That's right. And I'd like to send letters.
Well, no, remember. By episode 3, she was God tier at letter writing, remember?
Was she really?
That's what the show told us, so we have to believe it, Nala.
Do we really?
The show told us. The show told us.
I have brought my own typewriter to use. I see. That's fine with me. All right, then let's begin.
Show told us she's God tier writing by like episode.
Something bad about her.
By episode 5, she was definitely God
Something
tier.
bad's about Violet. Because she got metal arms. Like some
You know, I'm getting
metal
sick of the reaction to the metal arms because everyone has the same reaction. It's the same gasp.
Something's wrong with Violet. She's scary.
I'll be better soon, alright? You will?
No, you're dead. You dead.
I promise.
Don't promise things.
Oh my god, Nala. I'm imagining you watching, like, KyoAni. I'm just laughing. I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, oh god, you'd be a killjoy in the room. Everyone would be like, this is a sad moment. Dude, I knew she was gonna die for the last 15 episodes.
That's like I was waiting for it.
I was anticipating the death.
It's like, when is it gonna happen? When's it gonna happen?
Like how I was
But
waiting.
since these are like episode long arcs, like she's gonna die. She's dead.
It's like she's dead by minute 18.
I'm sorry.
If she's dead by minute 18, I swear, that'll be the best thing ever. I'm gonna check. I remember the trailer. There was this little girl who was hitting Violet. So I'm guessing.
I actually hate
What, does she think that she killed her mom or something?
I
That's so
think-
retarded.
I think what
Girls are
happened.
stupid.
What I
Well,
think.
I guess we could talk more play.
I think is that she's gonna dislike Violet and blame Violet for like 2 minutes, and then Violet's gonna have to calm her down or something. I don't know.
However, if it's only for a little while.
I'm realizing how big Violet's boobs are, and they're way too big for a 14-year-old.
What is it that I do with this? Oh, well, you just have to talk to her.
No comment.
Something to do with saying hello.
KJ.
Hello there.
Violet doesn't know her own age, and she is secretly 17.
If she's 17, then everything in the show, it would make more sense. But they say she's 14, so
The show's a lie.
the show's.
Forgot that you're adults.
Violet is younger than Chise.
Violet is 17. The show doesn't know her age. Nobody knows her age.
I can take that out there all the time.
You have a maid. Be happy.
You have 4th degree cancer.
I know we shouldn't be laughing about that, but the voice you said it in.
Oh, well, I know.
Now I'm wondering, how long ago was the Great War? Because, like, I mean, she was in the
A year
hospital.
ago?
Like, it was a year ago, so she was in the hospital for like a year or something.
Then I think.
Like, I had a feeling that the war ended like 2 months ago.
What should I?
But she's
No, they couldn't have established a working business in 2 months.
Yeah, true. But also, there's the thing that, like,
Who's that? Another dog.
Violet
Huh?
just,
Another one?
she's like, I guess it must have been a while because she's a lot smaller in the flashback than she is literally when she wakes up.
I think it was 2 years ago.
Living dolls?
That's a little too long for her to be out.
Yeah, I think she was like in the hospital for a year
Miss
and then
Anne.
out for
Fine,
about
I'll
a
go to
year.
bed. And you
I mean, at this point in time, I would accept that she's been out for like about a year.
If you stay up too late, a ghost is going to come out to haunt you, you know.
She's only human after all.
So,
And then he ran away for good. Did you know that you are really good at reading stories to someone? Violet!
That sounded like a joke.
What are you supposed to do?
Did you know that you're really good at reading stories to someone after she's read it so flatly? I felt that was a joke.
She's read it so monotone.
This cancer's working fast.
You don't know it's cancer.
Everything's cancer, okay? Now
It's not everything's cancer. Run away from home, she does. It was fun.
I mean, the directing was good. I mean, like, the camera movements. They were shaking that camera, man.
She fell. Oh man, she doesn't have the stamina.
It's like, but the
How
music.
was she running so fast in those shoes?
They're not that bad shoes.
Yeah,
They're like
they're
running
not
in-
running shoes.
I know, but okay, she wasn't running that fast, but Violet caught up by walking.
I want to reassure
Violet's
you that
freaking-
the time I spent with your mother is for a good cause.
But it used to be army
I asked
person.
you not to be angry
Army
over your
person,
mother.
or you could just say soldier.
God tier.
It is only natural
Army
and
person.
respectful for you.
Oh, this is the scene from the trailer.
That's not what she said. There is nothing that can be done. It's just that my arms can never be soft and warm. Not the way yours will always be. There is nothing that can be done.
Break that to a child.
People have feelings
this the
they want to
cry
express
moment?
to others.
Because I feel nothing.
What minute are we at? Are we?
Miss Anne,
We're almost at 18.
Oh man, she's gonna die soon. She dead, right?
then
Oh man.
the day came when the doll who had visited us had finished writing the letter.
Oh dang it, I thought it was just gonna be a then my mom died, and I was like, minute 18 on the dot! Oh, I was ready.
I think that was the cry moment.
If it was, that was kind of weak. Angel Beats has made me cry.
That was dry.
Thank you, Miss Anne. It's warm.
She's real. She's real.
Then what about the tea you drank? As I said, I will eventually expel it from my body and it will return to the earth.
Basically, I'll go to the bathroom.
She wasn't a doll after all.
No dirt.
And she wasn't something bad either.
Yo, it took you 7 days to figure that out?
She's a stupid kid. She dead now.
It's spring. She's definitely dead by spring. How is she still alive?
I think this is a flashback.
Oh yeah, okay. I was about to say.
Yeah, it's a flashback.
Yeah, okay, but that was like.
My sweet girl.
I think this is the crying moment.
There's nothing to cry about. They don't even show her friggin' death.
No, they're wearing black clothes now.
Yeah, this is the funeral that you don't even get details of.
So how off was I? It was 20 minutes. It was at minute 20.
Dear Anne, happy 8th birthday. There might be many sad things happening.
Oh, she was
And you
7.
might be feeling really overwhelmed right now.
Oh, is this the
Don't
crying
give
moment?
up hope. I know you may be sad and feel like crying sometimes,
I don't know.
but please don't ever forget. Your mother loves you very much. Even now.
So her whole thing that she would get letters from her mother every year.
Happy 10th birthday. I'm sure you've grown up quite a lot. But I imagine you still love reading and dancing.
I want to see her
with
14-year-old body to compare how she looks to Violet in her 14-year-old body.
bugs.
But like that's what the letters are for. So the letters. Okay. that
Yeah,
makes
I knew they were
18th
for her.
birthday.
Oh, Wait, what did she say?
Happy 18th birthday.
Have you fallen in love?
She's so much.
I might not be able to help you with
Did
that,
she say 18th?
but I'm sure whoever
said
you
18th.
choose is a wonderful person.
The guy was cute.
The guy was cute.
Happy birthday, Anne. You're already 20 years old now. That's amazing.
I don't think it was 18.
But remember,
It was
that
18.
even
I'll skip-
adults
I'll skip back
are
later.
playing sometimes. Whenever you're feeling down, remember that I am with you.
I knew they were for her.
I will always, always.
It was 18, DJ. See, skip back. That's what you do.
Oh well, oh well.
Because I'm always right.
I mean, it could be 18.
It was 18.
Fine.
She'll be left all alone in that bitch.
Violet has feelings now. Cry moment.
Wait, so if this is Volume 1, Chapter 2.
I've been tears the whole time I was at that bench. I know. But Violet, I'll reach her. All of the letters you wrote for her.
I think this is the crying one.
No, I don't.
Don't worry. No matter where she is, you'll see.
There was no cry moment, because it doesn't matter.
Tell that to the thousands of people. Like, oh my
I'll
god.
post it on Twitter.
You don't even have a Twitter. But like, did it say? I'm checking for the 18th
It's
thing.
18, I told you.
Like, I thought I heard like something younger than 18.
No, it was 18.
Happy 18th.
Oh wow, it was
Told you.
18.
Always right. No, I'm gonna tell that to the millions of people on Twitter.
You don't
You
have
guys cried? What a laugh.
one. It's like, dude.
If there was no cry moment, it doesn't matter. And that's what I'll send out, even though I don't have one.
Oh my gosh.
I'll send it on your Twitter account.
You are not going on my Twitter and then ticking off so many people. Oh, you are not doing that.
It'll be so worth it to get all the bad comments. How dare you? That was an emotional moment, and all the fangirls like getting mad
The
at you.
fangirls? I think the guys were the one that cried.
Are you serious? Those are some weak guys.
That's mean.
They're weak.
Oh, that's so mean. Like, man, those were some weak guys. Dang, no, that's so mean. Oh, man, like, I mean, like, I don't think Violet Evergarden has a huge girl fan base, but...
Wait, I thought it was girls, but these are some weak guys, man.
Oh, no. Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, well, you know the drill. Please check out my In the Defense of Darling and the Franxx for another short opinion piece, or you could check out my Anime Everyday series, which has more unscripted reviews about a show that is uploaded mostly daily. But if this is the last I see of you today, have a good night and take care.